There are afternoons when the light falls so gently that it feels as if the world is trying to say something very small, yet very true. In that quiet moment, beneath trees tinted by the colors of sunset, J.L. Collins placed 2 cups of hot coffee on a wooden table as a simple ritual of those who have found abundance in having little. He was not at all surprised to see a man in a white robe approach, eyes that seemed to have passed through thousands of storms of the human soul. Socrates sat down, calm and unhurried, as if this conversation had been written long ago. A meeting between 2 people who believe that freedom is not a destination we reach, but a way we choose to walk.
I have heard that you teach people to become free through a simple path. That greatly intrigues me, J.L. In my time, freedom was the destination of the soul, not of the purse. Yet you seem to say the opposite, that one must have money in order to be free.
Not exactly, Socrates. Money cannot buy freedom, but it can buy space. The space in which we no longer have to sell our souls to fear and scarcity. I don't teach people to love money. I teach them to make money serve them, instead of becoming its slave.
That sounds much like something I once said. The rich are not those who possess much, but those who need little. So this simple path you speak of, is it merely a life of fewer desires?
Partly, yes. But I go a little further. The simple path to freedom is knowing what is enough, saving consistently, and investing wisely. I tell people, spend less than you earn, invest the surplus, avoid debt, and wait.
And wait. I hear the echo of Munger in those words. Does every path to freedom require time?
Absolutely. But what matters even more is simplicity. People love to complicate everything and then complain that freedom is a luxury. I simply say, invest in index funds, hold them long-term, don't touch them, don't panic.
That's all? Can such a concise philosophy really lead people to freedom?
Simple, but not easy. Because people are not fighting the market, they are fighting their own emotions. When prices rise, they grow greedy. When prices fall, they grow afraid. They don't trust the future enough to remain patient.
I understand. In my time as well, there were those who chased their emotions, eager to win every argument, yet unable to win against themselves. Perhaps in investing, too, the winner is not the one who predicts best, but the one who masters himself.
Exactly, Socrates. That's why I always tell my daughter, investing is not about getting rich, it's about not becoming poor. Because freedom does not come from having more than others, but from needing less than they do.
Socrates nods slowly.
A profound thought. Tell me then, why did you choose the simple path when the world is intoxicated with complexity?
Because I once lived the opposite way. When I was young, I chased status, hot stocks, and special advice. I made money, then lost money, and only then realized you don't need to be smarter than others, only wiser than your former self. When I began investing in what I truly understood, index funds, compound growth, time, freedom gradually arrived.
So the path to freedom lies not in choosing the right stock, but in choosing the right way to live?
Even more so, it lies in choosing the right philosophy of life. I see investing not as money-making, but as financial meditation. Each month, putting money into a fund, not out of greed, but with the knowledge that a seed planted today will bloom in the future. It cultivates calm, discipline, and freedom from anxiety.
It sounds like a form of training for the soul. You remind me of the Stoic idea of ataraxia, a state of tranquility untouched by external disturbances.
Exactly, Socrates. Financial freedom, properly understood, is a spiritual journey. When money no longer controls us, we can live according to our true values. And once we reach that freedom, there is no need to boast, no need to prove anything, only to live rightly.
Socrates looks out into the empty space ahead.
Your world has many conveniences, yet even more chains. I see now that the more intelligent people become, the easier it is for them to lose simplicity, and thus lose freedom.
That's true, Socrates. I often say, simplicity is never foolish. It is the mark of mature wisdom. Only when we understand deeply do we dare to let things go.
You remind me of my own words. The unexamined life is not worth living. And you teach people this. Unexamined wealth is not worth owning.
That may be so. And if I could add one more line to my philosophy, it would be this. Freedom is not having everything, but knowing that you need nothing more.
You have shown me something simple yet profound. Freedom does not lie at the end of a complicated road, but within each simple step along the way.
And when enough people realize that, Socrates, this world will carry far less fear.
As Socrates' figure fades into the dusk, J.L. Collins remains beneath the trees, his hand lightly touching the still warm cup of coffee. That dialogue between an ancient philosopher and a modern advocate of the simple path feels both a reminder and a quiet warning that freedom has never been the reward of those who run fastest, but the outcome for those who walk slowly, consciously, and with enough. And sometimes, in a world made loud by complexity, simplicity is the most striking, the most enduring, and the hardest thing to attain.